It's a little windy out here today, so thank you so much to all of you that took the time out of your day to join us for this really important occasion. Today we're celebrating the progress being made on the Milltown State Trail. And to honor our longtime community volunteers, Peggy Prowe and Meg Otten. Meg, where are you? Yeah, there we go, thank you. These two amazing women have really been instrumental in advocating for the trail. This project has been a collaborative effort over many years. To give you a sample of who's been involved for this event, we invited representatives from the state legislature, the governor's office, DNR, Dundas, Faribault, Waterford, Rice County, Dakota County, Milltown's Trail Joint Powers Board, our own Park and Recreation Advisory Board, our local bike shops, and cycling associations and groups, and I'm sure I missed a few. And of course, our dedicated volunteers. There we go, now we've got everyone. Thank you all so much for your service, as well as for taking time to join us here in one of our beautiful parks today. Before I talk about our guests of honor, I want to give an update on where we are in the construction. The last time we gathered like this, which was about a year ago, the city was requesting funding for the Milltown State Trail to be part of the state bonding bill. And I'm happy to say and announce here that that bonding bill passed. Yep. The city will be receiving approximately 70% of the funding needed to complete the north section of the trail. We will receive about $8.2 million for land acquisition, pre-design, design work, construction of the trail between Riverside Park in Northfield and the Waterford Historic Bridge in Waterford Township. You can see some of the images of the route and some features along the way on our display boards, which I'm guessing there's a reason why those aren't up here today. The City of Northfield is currently in the process of gathering community feedback and designing the trail. We've already had one neighborhood meeting, and we're planning on constructing the section from Riverside Park to the Highway 246 roundabout next summer. This particular section has the added bonus of improving all of our safe routes to schools with our elementary, Bridgewater Elementary, the Northfield Middle School, and our Northfield High School, all located along that route. Expanding city trails is also an equity strategy for having alternative transportation to vehicles that is particularly beneficial to economically disadvantaged members of our community, including traditionally underserved communities of color. This trail also advances the City of Northfield's Climate Action Plan, establishing a goal of being 100% carbon-free community by 2040. The Climate Action Plan includes the intention to build 10 miles of additional bike and pedestrian infrastructure. You'll see in the updated map that we're anticipating constructing the trail from Woodley Street to the Waterford Bridge in 2025, and the section from the 246 roundabout to Woodley in 2026. One step at a time, right? Completing these three phases is foundationally important for the Milltown State Trail future connection to the Sakatah Singing Hills Trail to the south and the Cannon Valley Trail to the north. There is significant progress being made on both of these trails. The Northfield section will pave the way for a safe route in and through our community when those sections are completed. Beyond Northfield, the trail will connect the communities of Faribault, Dundas, Waterford, Randolph, and Cannon Falls. When completed, it will extend across southern Minnesota, connecting the Sakatah Singing Hills Trail in Faribault and the western end of the Cannon Valley Trail in Cannon Falls, and will provide more than 80 miles of continuous travel from Mankato to Red Wing. This development would not have been possible without the Friends of the Milltowns Trail and Peggy Prowe and Meg Otten. The Friends of the Milltowns Trail formed in 1992. Today, 30-plus years later, the group still supports the development of this important trail. In 1990, Peggy joined the Northfield City Council. In 1992, the Department of Natural Resources initiated discussion of a trail connecting the Sakatah Trail in Faribault with the Cannon Valley Trail in Cannon Falls. They included her in discussions with Rice, Dakota, and Goodhue counties, and subsequently she helped create the Friends of Milltowns Trail in 1992 with fellow council members. The City of Northfield received the first DNR grant of $125,000 to build the first 3-mile connection between Dundas and Northfield. Don't we wish that it only costs about that much now? In 2002, Senator Tom Neville helped establish the state trail designation for the Milltowns Trail. Many small and large developments took place over the next 20 years. The Northfield Rotary took over the Jesse James Bike Tour, which is providing local monetary support. We've had successful bonding, property purchases on the south and the east, underpasses in Faribault, 2.5 miles of trail construction on the east end to Lake Billsby Park, planning of the southern 6 miles and the 6 miles around Northfield. Significant accomplishment to date. A couple of years ago, Peggy moved to the Twin Cities to be closer to family. While she remains committed to Friends of Milltowns Trail, Peggy has passed much of her role on to Meg Otten. Meg is a Northfield resident and has been a part of the Friends of Milltowns Trail since 1992. She is currently serving as the chair. Meg and Peggy's partnership has led to victories. Well done. Pieces of the trail have been completed throughout the southeastern Minnesota, and without an abandoned rail line, piecing together a state trail to connect cities and parks has really been a challenge. Meg and Peggy have promoted the Milltowns Trail for the last 30 years. The trail's completion will signify a new chapter for the city of Northfield, and thanks in part to Meg and Peggy, this chapter will be the best one yet. Peggy once said, "The more that gets done, the better it will be for all the communities that are going to get connected." It's been a long process, but it's been worthwhile. Thank you, Peggy, and thank you, Meg. Thank you all again for coming today and for honoring our longtime dedicated volunteers and supporting significant trail for our city, our region, and our state. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our next speaker, Representative Purcell.
Thank you, Mayor. Hi, everyone. So nice to see you, Peggy. So glad to have you back in our community, at least for a little visit. My name is Christy Purcell. I'm a first-term representative in the Minnesota House. I had the privilege to be the author of the bill to secure the more than $8 million for this last chunk for our community. Lots and lots of work was done ahead of my showing up and being sworn in on January 2nd. So credit where credit is due. My predecessor, Todd Lippert, carried this in the past, and the predecessor before him, David Bly, has been working on these sorts of trails and connectivity for long before you all sent me to St. Paul. So this is just, I'm honored to be here, but this is really a tribute to all of you for your advocacy, for your tirelessness to work for decades to get this done, a thing that helps our community as well as all the communities along the trail. And so happy that the state could could pitch in for some of this. Those of you who were following the legislature this year, we had a few things on our plate that we got done. We did introduce a bonding bill quite early in the session. We passed it out of our chamber. The Senate, not so much. So we circled back, and then towards the end of session, gave it another go. And so I was very pleased that this made it across the finish line with lots of other infrastructure projects. So very honored to be here, very honored to serve in the House of Representatives on your behalf, and similarly honored to introduce our next special guest, who is the chair of the Milltowns, you'll have to correct me, the Joint Powers Board, my friend and our city councilor at large, Davin Soukup.
Hi everyone, I'm Davin Soukup. I'm on the Northfield City Council. Also became the chair of the Joint Powers Board in February after being sworn in, so I'm very new to this work. So I really want to recognize all of the folks that have been doing this for a really long time. I want to touch on what Rep. Purcell was talking about with the bonding piece, because that piece of funding was crucial, and I really want to thank her for her leadership on getting that across the finish line. It was very difficult to see that through on the Senate side, which is where I work during the day. And I also want to thank State Senator Liz Bolden from Rochester, who we convinced to carry the legislation on the Senate side. Even though the trail doesn't go through Rochester, she could see how important this project was to all of us. So I wanted to recognize her as well. I want to first, Mayor Pownell touched on this, but former State Senator Tom Neville was crucial to getting this, the Milltowns Trail created on the state level, so I want to recognize him. I also want to recognize all former and current council members in Northfield, Faribault, Dundas, and city officials from the surrounding townships for all of their dedicated work on this important trail. And of course, people at Rice County and Dakota County as well. There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, and everyone is needed to make this happen. Most importantly, the Friends of Milltowns Trail, Peggy and Meg especially, for all of your advocacy. None of this work, I don't think, could have happened without the community members who have been so dedicated over such a long period of time. So thank you so much, and thank you also to Scott and Joel from the DNR. Scott, is Scott here? Hi, Scott. Scott's on our Joint Powers Board meetings. Yes, thank you. Your commitment and excitement about this project have really been inspiring in that Joint Powers Group setting. So thank you for your work and advocacy as well. I'm going to pass it on to Jane from the Chamber to say some words next.
Thank you, everybody. Today I'm very excited and very honored to be a part of this community celebration. This trail means a lot for tourism in Northfield. It's a connection that holds the promise of transforming our region into purposeful destination for outside enthusiasts, which is the Milltowns State Trail. The trail is a remarkable project, a multi-use state recreational paved trail that will seamlessly connect vibrant communities of Dundas, Faribault, Waterford, Randolph, and Cannon Falls. When completed, it will not only offer a scenic route for hiking and for biking, it will also create a unique corridor for residents and tourists alike to explore, experience the rich history, natural beauty, and the warm hospitality that our communities have to offer. What makes this trail truly special is its potential to become a vital thread in the fabric of southern Minnesota's trail network. The interconnected web of trails will be a dream come true for outdoor enthusiasts, offering an unprecedented opportunity to experience our region's diverse landscapes and communities. Today, the event is not only about the trail itself, but honoring both Peg and Meg. I suppose Peggy, excuse me. I was over there listening, Peg, Meg. These individuals have played an instrumental role, as we've been hearing time and time again, in advocating for the development of the trail. Their passion and dedication and efforts have helped bring us to this point, and it's fitting that we recognize and celebrate their commitments to the communities. Bike trails have a significant impact on tourism in Northfield, incorporating local economy. It positions Northfield as an attractive and dynamic tourism destination for those seeking outdoor experiences, adventures, and active trail adventures. Well-maintained bike trails are themselves tourist attractions. Cyclists and outdoor enthusiasts often seek destinations with scenic, accessible trails, making these especially appealing for travelers. Tourists visiting Northfield for its bike trails tend to stay longer as they explore the town, they dine in local restaurants, they enjoy the hospitality of the community. This extended length of stay benefits local businesses and accommodations. Many bike trails traverse scenic natural landscapes. Just kidding, okay. Tourists are drawn to Northfield for its beautiful outdoor setting, which also includes forests, our river, countryside, and creating a nature-based tourism draw. Positive experiences in Northfield bike trails may lead to tourists return for future visits and creating a cycle of repeat tourism that benefits the town's economy over time. The bike trail encourages investment in our tourism infrastructure, such as rest areas, visitor center, and enhancing the overall tourist experience. So thank you for being a part of this journey, and I look forward to seeing all of you guys on the Milltown State Trail as we forge ahead for a brighter future of exploration and discovery. Thank you. Mayor Pownell.
All right, so I think at least two of our members might have a hint of what's coming next. So could you all, this has just been so much fun and just a pleasure to be able to recognize two women with incredible vision and the tenacity to see it through. We are all so grateful for your willingness to stick with it over 30 plus years. It's absolutely amazing. So we have a picture here of the tunnels, the 246 roundabout for both of you that we wanted to present you with. So Meg, come on up.
I really appreciate everybody coming. This is really exciting. I want to be sure, Dieter, would you please stand up? Dave has taken over. Tell them push. And he's doing a wonderful job.
I got to interrupt Peggy for a minute here, though, because she's being way over generous. Now, this is a marathon, 26 miles. She ran 25 and a half miles. I was running downhill with the wind on a bicycle.
That is exactly the truth. And then on the downhill, she shows up again and tells you what to do today. It's how we got to this point. So thank you. Thank you so much. What you have made this community better. You have made individuals better who never thought they could get on a bike, and now they're out there doing it just because of your passion and dedication.